Hey, what's good? Welcome to the fucking podcast. I'm your host, Jay Lyons. Why did I sound like an announcer right there? It's not what this is, guys. This is supposed to be a chill podcast. What am I doing going around sounding like an announcer? I'm like, hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Jay Lyons, and I just, it was kind of weird for me. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, podcast time. Once again, I made a list. I came up with a bunch of ideas this week. For whatever reason, my mind was just going nuts. I was just coming up with ideas left and right. Like, I had so many ideas, I had to make a completely separate list of potential topics. Because I know that I'm just going to forget to make lists in the future. So now I have an entire list of extra topics that if I ever have no ideas, I can just consult the list. And I got some ideas. See, be prepared, guys. I'm being proactive. This is a stepping stone for me. I'm maturing. But yeah, so I got some ideas. So how about I stop talking about me having ideas and I just start talking about what this podcast is about. Oh my god, this is like the worst start of any podcast so far. And this is gonna be like the worst for all time. I'm just like the entire time I'm just gonna keep talking about I have ideas and I'm just never gonna tell you them. Like the most anticlimactic podcast ever. The entire podcast is just me talking about I have great ideas to tell you guys. And then just for 30 minutes I just don't say shit. That'd be the worst podcast ever. I wouldn't even listen to that. And I love my own podcast. But anyways, something that's been on my mind recently is slang, you know? Not like slurs or anything. Like slang, like, you know, lit. You know, just random words that the younger generation comes up with, and it has some obscure meaning to it. Well, not really obscure, but it has a weird meaning, you know? And I started thinking about this because there's like this new word that I see everywhere, and I have no idea what it means. Everyone, it's all over Twitter. I see everyone, they're saying based. What the fuck does based even mean in this slang world? Because I see it used as in like a positive setting as well as a negative setting. So I don't really know what exactly it means, you know? I see like a tweet where someone says, you know, I got nothing. I don't know, they say something like, Universal is the best park ever because it has fun rides, or something like that. And someone will reply, they're like, wow, this is actually based. And I'm like, what do you mean? What, you talking about like based on an opinion? Like, yeah, it is based then. But then like I see other people that use it in a negative way, where they're like, wow, this is based. And it's like, what does based even mean? And also, who comes up with slang terms? Is there like a committee, a slang committee that just makes up words and they're like, you know what, I'm going to put this definition to it? Because how does it just like come about? Who was the first person who replied to a tweet and said, this is based? And then people just decided, I'm going to start using that. Also, did they have to explain what that meant? Or did they just say it and people just automatically know? Because how could you? Because I see it all the fucking time and I still have no idea what it means. But I want to know who comes up with slang terms. Because by the time it reaches me, by the time I find out about it, it's already been out for like, I don't know, like a week or a month or something like that. People have been using it. And then everyone is so like offended that I don't know it yet. Like they'll say a new slang term and I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, oh my God, you don't know what this, oh, dude, how do you not know what this means? It's so easy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not a part of the slang committee. I'm not the person who comes up with these new words. And like phrases and acronyms and then like sometimes they change acronyms. Like as fuck used to just be AF. But now everyone is just saying ASF. And I'm pretty sure ASF means as fuck, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm dumb or something. But it's like, why'd you add the S? We knew AF was as fuck. Like, adding the S implies that there's a third word in between as and fuck that starts with an S. Like, as such fuck or something. As so fuck, dude. This is as so fuck. And then, like, of course, is like OFC. But then I found out that people use it in terms of fucking course. And it's like, okay, well then why is OFC, why does the F stand for a third word? But as fuck, the S is just a part of as. Like, who comes up with these ideas and who decides this is the way we're gonna go? Because like I said, it used to be AF for the longest time. And then everyone just started saying ASF, and I don't know why we changed. Who decided I'm going to start using it this way? And everyone's like, you know what? That's actually a better way of saying it. Now I really understand what you're saying. Before, without the S, I didn't know what you meant. I mean, maybe you were saying all fuck. I have no idea. The S really makes a difference. But I want to meet whoever comes. I mean, is it different people? Is it like celebrities that come up with these terms? Who is making new slang? Because like I said, like by the time I find out about it, it's just already been everywhere. And everyone already knows about it. Like, can I just come up with a new slang term and then just get everyone to use it? You know, maybe that's what I'm going to do. From now on, radio actually means TV. How about that? So you're watching radio. And that just means TV. That just means you're watching TV. From now on, radio is TV. Everyone, spread the word. Radio is now TV. But yeah, I still don't know what based means. If someone could explain what based means and not be totally offended that I don't know what it means, that'd be greatly appreciated. Because it's just everywhere. It's all over Twitter. And things are accidentally based. What do you even mean? I would love to know what based means. Because usually, like, I can figure out what slang terms mean after I see it enough times. I'm like, okay, I understand where they're going with this. But still, based is used in so many different ways that I don't even know. And now I'm like getting confused when I see based used in other ways, because I'm like, okay, is this being used in the slang term? Because on Instagram, you know, they have like a location option where when you post a photo, you can put the location. And usually people just put the location, right? They'll say Florida or Spain or something like that. But now I'm seeing people that say based in Spain, based in Florida. And now I wonder, are we using this in a slang term? What does based mean in this version? Or are you actually talking about, like, you are based in this state? See, it's like, it's fucking with me now. Maybe I'm just too old. Maybe I'm too old. I kind of graduated from learning about slang. Because if you try to explain slang to your parents or older individuals, they'll never understand. Right? But you always understand it, and you're like, it's so easy to understand. But now maybe I'm getting to that old age where I just don't understand all this new slang. I mean, I don't feel old. I mean, well, actually, no, I kind of, since I don't understand slang. But yeah, and it's just, and then everyone just comes up with new words, new acronyms, and everyone just thinks it's like normal grammar. I don't know. I used to be on top of slang, but now I'm falling behind. But that's a podcast idea. Just have a podcast where you just educate people on slang terms. You scour the internet for new ideas, for new words and acronyms, and then you just do an entire podcast episode explaining the terms of the week. All the new slang words you found during the week. And you explain the meaning. So then everyone, whenever a new week starts, and everyone's like, well, what was the new slang that came out? I want to add it to my vocabulary. They just tune into your podcast, and they'll learn what everything means. Great idea. $1 million idea right there. I would encourage somebody else to start it, but hey, maybe I'll start it. Who knows? Maybe I won't. But then again, maybe I will. No, I'm not. I'm not doing a second podcast. Because, I mean, what if I just add it to this podcast? The Slang Corner, where I just explain slang terms. I have to understand them first, which is going to be difficult. Exhibit A, me not knowing what based means. Is this podcast based? Is this accidentally based? Or is this purposely based? I don't know. Maybe I should just look it up. Like Urban Dictionary? Is that where people go to find out new slang terms? Do people just add new words to Urban Dictionary and then people just click on the new tab or something and say, let's learn some new words today? Maybe that's what people do. Maybe that's what I should start doing. Maybe I should just add a word to Urban Dictionary. That's a good social experiment. Just type a random word into Urban Dictionary and give it a random definition and see if people start using it. See if it gets popular. And then when it gets popular, you can just go yeah, this was all a joke, guys. And also, it's not even just new words that just everyone uses. I mean, sometimes slang terms mean different things in different areas. Like, on Instagram, if you have a second account, right? Now this was my knowledge, growing up, that your second account, if you used it just posting random pictures and I don't know, just it's a more personal account for your closer friends because you get a little more open in your captions, and then you post some ugly photos of yourself that you would just never post on your main. And growing up, I was told that second account was called a spam because the idea was that you're posting a lot of photos, right? But then when I went up north, everyone was calling it a finsta. Now, I know the word finsta. I know what that means, okay? Because we use that. I also use that from where I'm from. But finsta was not a spam. They were two different things. But up north, a finsta is a spam, and spam is just not even a thing. They don't use that word. And so I went up north, and I was talking to people, and I was like, yeah, I got my main, I have my spam, and they're like, what the fuck is a spam? I'm like, now this is where I kind of understand people who get offended when people don't know terms, because when they're like, what's a spam? I'm like, how the fuck do you not know what a spam is? Everyone knows what spam is. No, I didn't get mad at them, but I explained to them what a spam was, and they're like, oh, you mean Finsta? I'm like, no, that's something different. So it's like, how do people come up with different terms that mean the same thing? You know? Maybe there's multiple slang committees. There's like a West Side slang committee, a Southern slang committee, and a Northern slang committee. The slang committee of the Midwest. It's just kind of weird that people just come up with different words because, it's not like Urban Dictionary is, in one region of the country. So if you wanted to learn new words, you would be learning new words that everyone would be using because Urban Dictionary is on the internet. It's everywhere. Everyone can find it. So how do people come up with different terms? It was just weird. I've never experienced something like that. And I was like, it was just kind of weird. How do you not know what a spam is? Everyone says, this is my spam. But yeah, speaking of Instagram, since, all my ideas are from fucking Instagram. There's like another thing that I don't really understand is like Instagram crushes. I don't understand like where they fit in like the crush category. Because everyone has celebrity crushes, which is just your crush who is a celebrity. And it's usually, it's someone that you have like no chance of getting with. Because they're a celebrity and you're a normal person. But then there's like your crush, who is like the person who, I don't know, who's like a fellow student or a coworker or someone like that. Someone that you sort of have a chance with, because you know them. So like, where do Instagram crushes fall in? Because what if your Instagram crush is your celebrity crush? What would you consider them? Or is like Instagram crush only people who are famous solely from Instagram, right? Like Instagram models or something? Because celebrities are obviously, they're not famous from social media. Well, I mean, I guess they could, but usually they're just like actors, singers, all that good stuff. But yeah, and it's just like kind of weird, especially when you go on like girls' Instagrams, the popular accounts. Like, dude, some of the comments are just like so weird. It makes me like so uncomfortable. Cause like the idea that someone would type what they typed and posted it for like everyone to see on the internet. It's like, you do know that the internet is public, right? Everyone can see your account and what you commented. It's weird. I should do a segment on reading weird Instagram comments. It was just, I also was supposed to do TikTok drama comments. I gotta add that to my list, my huge ass list now. But yeah, where do Instagram crushes fall in? Because I mean, it's just, what if your Instagram crush just happens to be a celebrity? Does it really matter? Honestly, maybe I'm just reading too much into this, just to get another segment down. But yeah, I want to know where Instagram crushes fall in. Because I mean, like, people meet people on Instagram, so maybe an Instagram crush is someone that you have a so-so chance of getting with, So a celebrity crush is someone that you virtually have no chance with. Your crush is someone that you have a larger chance with, but an Instagram crush is someone you have a so-so chance with. It's probably just someone who has an Instagram and you have a crush on. But I mean, that could be like anyone. Because almost everyone has an Instagram. So maybe there's like no difference. But then why do people call them Instagram crushes? You're like listening in real time of me trying to understand slang. Cause like, why specify Instagram crush? I mean, Twitter crushes aren't a thing. At least that I know of. I've never heard of that. Who knows? It probably is a thing. I don't know. It's just people come up with like weird things. And so then like I'm stuck here trying to figure out what exactly everything means. Because like if you use slang in the wrong sense, everyone's gonna like make fun of you. They're like, oh my god, he does not know what slang. He does not know what slang is, dude. Just got like a Californian surfer vibe to it. Dude over here doesn't know what this slang means. He's using it wrong. Just like all the fuckboys. Dog, you don't know what slang is? Oh, shit, dude. That would be a hard podcast to listen to. I'm just like, now I'm thinking about like a surfer dude trying to do a podcast or a fuckboy trying to do a podcast. And the entire time they're just like, oh, dude. And then like, this happened. What if like Pitbull had a podcast just called like the Worldwide Podcast, and he's like, "Dale, welcome to the Worldwide Podcast." The absolute worst Pitbull impression. He doesn't even go by Pitbull. He's like, "Welcome to the Worldwide Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Worldwide." And every 5 seconds, instead of me saying "you know" all the time, he's just saying "dale." You know what podcast I would listen to? Is a DJ Khaled podcast. And that's if he went back to the way he acted, how he got like famous on like Snapchat. Because I used to have DJ Khaled on Snapchat. I mean, I don't have Snapchat anymore, but when I did back in like 2015, I had DJ Khaled on Snap because his stories were so fucking good. Because it was like a DJ Khaled vlog. And he had like all the terms like major key, new cloth alert, bless up, lion order. He had like all that shit, and it was like so good. But then I stopped watching it and I removed him because he got so famous where his entire Snap story was just like him promoting shit. He's like, check out this new shit I got. Make sure you buy tickets for this show. Sponsored by these people. And it's just, it got like boring after a while because it wasn't the fun Snap stories that it used to be. You know, so like if he had a podcast and it was just the way his Snap used to be. So the entire podcast is him just like, I don't know, just saying all the terms, all the iconic terms. No, it'd be better if it was just like a vlog. Just go back to what he used to do. That's essentially what I'm saying. Is that he should just go back to the fun shit he used to do. Because like I would watch that, I would listen to that, because it's fun. Fuckboy podcast though, not fun. God, if I just have to listen to like fuckboys for like 30 minutes, that would be like brutal. Like, I wonder if anyone actually does that. Actually, what am I talking about? It's just the Impulsive Podcast. Have you ever tried listening to the Impulsive Podcast? It's like what I was talking about. It's just fuckboys talking. For an hour, though. Or more. I don't even know how long their podcast is. I think it's an hour. But yeah, like, they just like talk over each other all the fucking time. And they just talk about the weirdest shit. And it's like, they come together to beef or something like that. Like, they're always like, dude, you're such a bitch. I don't get Fuckboy Podcast, though. That's what they should have called that. Impulsive, they should have just called it the Fuckboy Podcast. There's another million idea right there. Fuckboy Podcast. Start that shit, baby. God, I got way off topic. I went from, like, Instagram crushes and not understanding slang to Fuckboy Podcast. But yeah, maybe I should just rename this to the Fuckboy Podcast. What if I just became a fuckboy? Just go like, ahaha, welcome to the podcast. Don't say shit, guys. Top secret, you and me. Shh. That'd be brutal to listen to. At least I would think so. Maybe some of you guys like that shit. I know some of you like fuckboys. You're like, oh god, I love fuckboys. That's what I should do. My alter ego is just a fuckboy. Named, I don't know, what's a fuckboy name? Josh? That's a fuckboy name. Right? Josh? Josh. That's right, I'm Josh. I'm Josh the fuckboy. Oh my god, that's like a rapper name right there. Josh the fuckboy. That's my rapper name. So many good ideas are just flowing through my mind right now. This podcast is elevating my wavelengths. Now I'm getting really into the fuckboy shit now. I sound high. Elevating wavelengths. Everyone, we're gonna be on like the same frequency. And we're just gonna import all this knowledge. Fuckboy Podcast. Josh the fuckboy. You know, I got a better name though. Bryce. Bryce is the fuckiest of fuckboy names. I don't think I've ever met a dude named Bryce who's not a fuckboy. Right? Like, who is... I mean, sometimes, like, you know, sometimes names, they just give you the personality already. Like, automatically. You already know exactly what type of personality the person is just from their fucking name. Like Tyler. Tylers are never going to be fuckboys. Tylers are just going to be nerds. Sorry to all the Tylers out there. I'm sorry. That was mean. But yeah, Bryce guys are fuckboys. Any dude named Bryce, fuckboy. Automatically, run away. Fuckboy. Tylers, if you're into nerdy shit, Tyler's your guy. Like, Bryce is the type of guy that, like, goes to the gym, and then all he does is just snap pictures of himself flexing in front of the huge-ass mirror in the gym. That's a Bryce guy right there. Walk into a gym, if there's a dude snapping photos of himself flexing in the mirror, dude's name is Bryce. Guarantee it. And they're a gym nut, but all they do is take pictures, which makes you wonder how they gaining muscle. It's from all that flexing. They're flexing so hard in front of the mirror, they're just accumulating muscle. all they drink is like protein shakes. No, they don't even make the shakes. They just eat the protein powders straight up because they think that makes them cool. And you're like, how do you even do that? And they're like, dude, fuck shakes, dude. Just eat it straight up. It's better for you. It's like, okay, you're literally impressing no one. All you're doing is grossing me out. Or they drink like kombucha. All they drink is kombucha. Though I don't want to rip too hard on kombucha because kombucha actually isn't that bad. I had kombucha for the first time. Like, I don't know, a month ago or something. And I'm getting more because it's just good. Now, if you are to ask me what the hell is kombucha, I couldn't even tell you. I have no idea what kombucha is. All I know is it's like, what is it, like fermented bacteria or something? Just like set in vinegar. I know it sounds fucking disgusting, but it's like not even that bad. Now I'm like a kombucha dude. Now I'm a fuckboy. My alter ego Josh is coming out. Josh the fuckboy. Yeah, dude, I drink kombucha, I eat protein powder straight up, and I just take pictures of myself in front of the mirror at the gym. God damn. I didn't even know what kombucha was for the longest time. But then I saw like this video where this guy, it was like a Business Insider video. Don't ask me why I was watching it. It just came up in my recommended, and I'm like, the fuck is kombucha? And it's just like a video where it's just this guy that, I don't know, he's talking about how he invented kombucha. His name is GT Dave. So, like a month ago, I was in the store, and I saw this kombucha bottle, and it said GTs, and I'm like, holy shit, this is that guy from the video. And so I got a bottle, and I tried it. Everyone was telling me it's gross. Like, I was with a bunch of friends and family and all that stuff, and they're like, oh, it's gross, dude, it's so gross, don't even drink it. I tried it, and I'm like, dude, it was actually good. I'm not even gonna say that it was moderate. It was actually pretty good. The only thing is the smell, because it has a vinegar smell to it, because like I said, it's essentially just like fermented bacteria and vinegar. And so the smell was kind of off-putting, but it tasted fine, honestly. I don't remember what flavor I got. What did I get? Like, I don't know. No, I think I got a bottle. I think it was called Trilogy or something. Don't even know what it was. Don't know what flavor it was. I couldn't even identify it. I'm making a really good case for kombucha here, guys. I don't know what it is. Can't describe the taste, but trust me, it's good. But I mean, it's kind of like Coke. Like, try to explain to me what Coke tastes like. Like sugary? That's all I can say. It's also like trying to describe what colors look like. If someone who was colorblind was to come up to you and said, describe the color red, what the fuck would you even say? The only way you could describe it is red, and you can't even use objects that have the color red. Like, you can't say I don't know, like a really hot fire, because they're gonna be like, okay, but I still can't even see the color. That's actually kind of crazy. People who are colorblind, like, it's crazy to wrap my head around not being able to know what colors are, you know? Like, if someone says, like, describe the color blue, and you say the sky, they can't picture that because they don't know what the color blue looks like. That's insane. There was like this one guy who I met, and you know, he was colorblind, and I asked him like what he sees, and he got like mad at me about it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm like genuinely curious, because this is the first person I've ever met who was colorblind. I wanted to know. But then again, he explained to me, which I guess makes sense. He's like, I don't even know how to describe what I see, because it's like trying to ask me to describe what I see to him. And I was like, I'm not going to understand, because you can't really describe colors. Like if someone who's colorblind sees everything in like a gray tone, they can't tell you that it's a gray tone because they don't know what gray looks like. And you can't tell them it's gray because you don't know exactly what they're seeing. Because also, colorblind isn't like a one type of vision. Like some people's colorblindness affects different colors and shit. So it's like, so yeah, I kind of felt dumb for asking, because I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. You can't really describe it, but I'm like, you don't have to get mad at me about it. I was just curious. I've never met anyone who was colorblind before. But that's the long version of saying, I can't describe the taste of kombucha, but it's good. The long and complicated way of me describing colorblindness to you guys. I told you, this podcast is about knowledge. We're elevating our wavelengths. We're importing knowledge. But that's it for the list. That's all I got. And we're coming to the end of the podcast, which is great. So, it's time for my favorite part, which I realized that I think I completely forgot about it the last episode. Did I? I'm pretty sure I did. But my favorite part, my self-promotions. So once again, whatever you guys are listening to this podcast on, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, and leave a review. All that stuff really helps me out. And follow my social media at RealJLions on both Instagram and Twitter. And also follow this podcast at Lion on Main on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.